Ekse, welcome to another episode of Chats with Jele. So on today's episode, I have one of our biggest photographers here in 013, which he will introduce himself. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. Hey, everybody, this is your boy SihleShots. I'm the best photographer in the bank.
All right. Sihle, thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
We really didn't think you pull up, but then thank you for coming through. And then so on today's episode, I drafted a few questions for myself that I thought maybe your viewers and your followers and your supporters would love to know about you. So I don't know if you're ready for us to go ahead.
Let's go.
Okay. So the first question is, who is SihleShots? If like a lot of people know you as SihleShots, so I'll carry on as SihleShots. But then, like, who is SihleShots and where did you grow up?
Okay, my name is Sihle. I'm 22 years old. I'm a photographer in Witbank.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up Eswatini. That's where I was born. Originally, I'm Swati.
Okay.
And I moved here about 7, maybe 8 years ago. So I've been in Witbank for close to 10 years. But I'm originally from Eswatini.
Okay, all right. And then your surname, wouldn't like to disclose your surname because I believe like everyone knows you as SihleShots. Like,
Yeah, everybody knows, which is so crazy for me. You know, like it's reached the point where people know the name before they know the face, which is so trippy.
Okay.
But yeah, full name is Sihle Kwabe.
Sorry?
Sihle Kwabe.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Now I know because now myself I know you as SihleShots like since I started like going through your Instagram. Like I know you as, even if like I was to bump into you somewhere, I was gonna be like SihleShots. And but then yeah, it's really nice to know your name. And then moving on to the next question, when did you start being interested in photography?
It started in my matric year,
Okay.
mid-year. I was chilling with some friends in one of my classrooms and we're not doing anything. And one of them had iPhone 7 Plus, if I'm not mistaken, and it had the portrait mode.
Alright.
So I had her phone in my hand and I was just bored going through pictures and whatever. Then I went to the camera and started taking pictures of everybody and I just couldn't stop. You know, and then it became a thing. It started that day, then on the way back home, taking pictures. And yeah, even as the days went on, as the weeks went on, I started randomly taking pictures of everybody, and then it
With
became
the same
a thing.
phone, the friend's phone.
Yeah, I had to keep borrowing it, in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, I started in my matric year and it just kept on growing. I just couldn't stop.
Okay, that's really interesting. So you started all of this just by borrowing a friend's phone. Like,
Yeah.
so if that friend didn't have that iPhone 7 or iPhone 8, I believe you wouldn't have started, or maybe somewhere, somehow you would have like started.
I think I would have. There was a time where I texted her and I was like, I know at some point it might have been annoying, but you have to keep giving me your phone and whatever. And I was like, thank you for not actually like getting pissed. And, you know, and then she said something very profound that has stuck with me since then. She said, passion always finds its way to someone. You know, meaning even if I had not borrowed her phone that day, somehow, some way, I would have found my way to photography. You know, so yeah.
All right, that's really interesting. So I don't know if you already explained everything on this question, but then the next question says, did you go to School of Arts, or this is just a passion?
No, I haven't gone to any school for it, but I really want to. I really wanted to. But you know, abazali bathi now mele, you know, go the IT route or lawyer, doctor, whatever, and then things will be after. You know, so that's kind of the situation.
So currently, you actually planning on paying for yourself since your parents are not really approving this photography thing.
They still kind of see it as a hobby. At first, they didn't take it seriously, Javed. You know, when I first asked for a camera, like the year after matric, they didn't take it seriously. I had to beg for like a good 3-4 months because I bought it as like a toy, you know. And then they eventually got me the camera just to lease. And then they started taking it seriously when I started bringing in money. I'm like, Mama, and I took leave. You know, maybe I'm 74,000. I gave her 3 or 4. Just with that boat, that is an actual thing. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
And then why did you change your name from Shots by? Was it Shot by Sihle?
Yeah, it was Shots by Messi.
Yeah, by me. Okay.
To Shots Photography. So how that name came about? In matric, I was an RCL, and we had our own jersey. It was white, and we were allowed to print like names and whatever on the back. So I wrote Messi. The MESS is my initials. Like I have 4 names and then my surname.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
So back then I didn't want that thing of in photography, photography, because there was a lot of those, and I wanted to be different.
Okay.
You know, so it became Shots by Messi, and it was that way for I think a year, maybe 2. And then when things started really picking up, and I realized I need to be professional about this whole thing. People need to see my brand or know the brand and know exactly what it's about.
Because I thought maybe it's because of you wanna like to be more professional. Because that's one, I wouldn't say it wasn't like professional, but then it was But then okay.
So I had to change it to Shots Photography.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the sake of being professional.
Because like I wasn't like following you like each year. When did you actually change the name?
I think it was 2019, maybe pushing 2020.
Really?
Yeah, but it took a while for people to pick up the name.
Yeah, because maybe that's why I wasn't like able to get you anymore. Because when I used to like search on Instagram, I would like write by Shots by Messi.
Yeah, it took a while for people to get used to that new name, but I really had to.
But then I believed with like immediately when I wrote Shots would have like gave me that because like I was like getting used, like my phone was obviously getting used to me writing Shots. You know, Instagram, but then I didn't really see you could see. You changed, or maybe I don't know, because I saw it like recently, which you changed the name, but then like because I always like wrote just Shots and would like, but then I wasn't like aware you could see the name has changed. But then it's because of you say it's because you wanna like to be more professional. I think it's understandable. And then is there a story behind? But you already explained that. But then just to read out the question, is there a story behind your photography industry or photography life, or did you just like wake up one day and decided to be in the industry? But I feel like it's the same question that you like we asked on the first one.
Like I said, it started with the picture and it just kept on going, you know. And then after matric, at the end of matric, I no longer see it that much, so I had nothing to shoot with. And then I started shooting with my phone, my mom's phone, because my mom's phone was a little better than mine. And then how I really got into the photography industry, I had a friend, his name is Fizzy, right? He's also a photographer.
All right.
And check him out on Instagram. It's Royale Media, ROYALLE Media. So he's the one who really took me under his wing. He'd take me along to shoot, and he had 2 cameras at the time, so I'd man the other one. Right, and that's kind of how I got into industry. I started learning how to work with lighting, how to compose the picture, the grid, you know, everything that has to do with the absolute basics of photography.
That's what I want to ask, because like I want to ask Guti, when you guys like take the pictures, do you edit them afterwards? Because or maybe the camera edits that way, because you'll see like some pictures are, I don't know what, they like dark, but the dark is really nice. Like I don't understand what's going on.
It takes a lot to get to that point. You know, it's not like a simple switch on the camera, cash. You know, there's a lot to consider. I need to consider you as the subject, where I'm going to frame you in the picture. I need to consider lighting. I need to consider how blurry I want the picture, how blurry I want the background to be.
So the pictures you usually take Ula Sapa, do you edit them like afterwards? Or
every picture.
Camera.
Yeah, every picture. Really, it's standard to edit after. But if your camera is like good enough and you're okay with what you have, then you can just chill. But
then the lighting, like during the events, where do you get the lighting? Or it's the flashlight?
It's the flash,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it takes a while, so you need to learn these tricks to know, okay, if there's certain, like in this room, there's a light coming this way, there's a light coming that way. So chances are I'm not going to really need the flash. But if it wasn't for these lights, then I would definitely need the flash. You know? So it's a thing of like learning how to handle the different aspects of the photography. Not a simple touch a camera, pa. You know?
So you would say, Guti, your friend really like helped you.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think if you didn't get anyone that was in the industry, do you think you would like still be struggling to get the photos right, the editing?
Maybe not struggling per se, but it really does help. Yang solo been the person who's gonna build that foundation. Also, kulagi. So yeah. If it wasn't for him, then it would definitely take me longer to reach the point that I'm at now. But it's not impossible to reach this point without anyone, you know, pushing.
Yeah, because I always like check out the Last Supper photos. Like those are really proper.
Oh,
those are nice. Like I always ask good like, those are nice. And like I also good the lighting. Oh, their room vele is like does have so much like proper lighting because the lighting there is
No, it's just a matter of learning how to manipulate the light in a room.
okay. And then did you said you finished school, right?
Yeah.
So apart from photography, right? What would you be like doing right now? What would you be like studying right now? If you didn't take your friend's phone, like
There's a lot that I have other interests outside of photography. You know, right now I'm at UT doing IT.
okay.
I also
So
want
you
to,
actually listened to your parents?
yeah, I had to. I had to. It's not like my choice, you know. But with the IT, it's something that I really love as well. Yeah, well, so they help me in that regard. I'm also interested in cooking. You know, at some point I do want to go to culinary school. Which I do want to have like a qualification in the photography, you know, even if it's something like setting up lights or manning, like you know, like SABC, those big production cameras. Learn how to man that, and you know, so there are other fields that I wanna try. But
So like since you say you studying IT and when you're interested in photography, don't you like feel like you're wasting your time or because you know what's in me now, like I wanna do photography, but now I'm in IT because my parents said so and so and so.
not necessarily wasting my time.
Like, are you enjoying IT right now? Because, or maybe it does kind of fit in like part of the photography because it's also like technology in a way.
Okay, enjoying IT, it varies, man. You know, some days are better than others, but it is something that I'm passionate about, something that I like. So I don't really feel like I'm wasting my time. But the photography is a bigger passion. Yeah, but I understand it's very hard to like properly make money from photography. Like it's be your 9 to 5 every day. It's very hard to get to that point. Yeah, well, so it's not as stable as some people might think. You know, it's a lot better for other people who maybe do have that qualification for it, and you have to connect, and you have people who can point you in the right direction. But if you don't have those people, you don't have that qualification or those connects, it's a little harder. Yeah, so it's good as a side hustle, but if you're gonna push it professionally like every single day, it's a little harder to get to a point where you are properly fed in IO every single day. Yeah, so yeah. But right now IT is the main priority, the main focus, but my heart will always belong to photography.
all right, and then does your family support your photography?
Yeah, they definitely do. Okay. But yeah, they definitely do support a lot, especially my mom. You know, sometimes she drives me to shoot, even though clearly I got food, or maybe for Sihle late, and you know, and I'm like in Chahi. But yeah, they definitely do support.
May you please just come closer a little bit?
Sorry.
And then I said, ask the question if your family supports. And then do you think they're supporting you because they see what the business is growing, or they're just supporting you because no, he's my child, you know, I have to help, or as you say, go to Malakimnan, or is it because of that?
I think it's a bit of both, but I think it's mainly a thing of they see the passion that I have for it. You know, they see the work that I'm putting, the time, the effort. You know, this thing of I'm big saying about 8 at 10. You know, they understand there's something that I really, really love. And even besides the whole thing of Iman and whatever, I think they see it's something that I'm passionate about. Even though they have tried a couple of times to dissuade me from it, but you know, it's going to take time for you to really make money from it. It might distract you from school and whatever. But might as well just support that.
So then, like, where do we get like the time to study? Are you doing it online or?
I push it usually during my weekends, you know, because I'm mainly a group photographer. You know, so usually my photographers, they have their niche. But you can cover everything, but your main thing is this. There's others who can do group photography, studio shoots and whatever, but the main thing is like weddings or birthday parties or whatever. Mine is the group photography. And I'm usually needed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and some Mondays. So the rest of the week I'm pushing school, then weekend, pushes fun.
Yeah, but should you don't rest. Like if like now it's school Monday, you really don't rest. And then would you say in the photography industry, there's a lot of competition?
Yeah, there definitely is.
Like just like any other industry, really. Every industry has like competition.
Yeah, there definitely is competition, you know, because especially with the group photography, the thing is, there's a bunch of us, and now we think there's not that many places that you can go shoot for groups. So there are, but not as many. It's banning compared to the number of places you could go to. So it's kind of hard to find your spot. But as an industry, like we in general, there's not much. There's a lot of collaboration and competition. There's so many photographers that I've worked with that have put me on, have unplugged them opportunities, but the boy, bamba shoot or ngena lana, talk to this person, do this, do that.
So the photography industry, it's in abeko stinch, if I can say that. Because like, example, clothing brand, nobody will tell you it's okay. There's 100 rand t-shirts somewhere. There's 50 rand hats somewhere. You would see the photography industry is like everyone can eat. Like everyone wants to see the other person go somewhere.
Yeah, we're definitely I wouldn't say really a close knit like that, but so if a photographer comes to me and says I need help here and here and here, I need advice or whatever, I can give you that advice. I don't see you as a competitor, someone I need to beat with the sharp. So think of if I'm grand and I can put you on, I'll definitely put you on.
And then what if that person that you put on, apparently now he's the one that's getting booked more at Mama Lisa, for example, or what happens? Because like helping a person, then at the end of the day, he goes behind you.
If it's a thing of I put you on and you're pop, then I'll be happy for you. That's the whole point of me putting you on. I'm going to be grinding my own lane, and then
it doesn't come back to you. It's okay, no, Sihle, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like when you just pull up at Mama Lisa and like, okay, this guy.
It's cool, Mangjad. As long as there'll never be any bad blood between me and anybody that I've put on. So even if I did this all on my own in SihleShots, then that's fine, that's you. But I know I did that out of the goodness of my heart. I didn't do it for recognition or now I'm so pop. I'm like, yeah, I built boy. It's just a matter of I'm doing it because someone did it for me, so I'm gonna do it for you. And then hopefully when you're gonna do it for someone else, it's a thing of, like I said, there's no competition, there's no bad blood, there's no friction or anything. It's just collaboration. If I can build you or help you build your own brand, or if I can increase it here and there, if maybe there's some equipment that I have that you don't have, and in your bones are ding at that point, I can be like, nah, bam, boy, humble shoot, I'll be back in like 10 minutes, shoot the papa, I'll be back there. There's never a thing of now I'm doing it for recognition or I want you to come back, give me, but yeah, thank you, or what. Nah. Just a thing of I do it because someone did it for me.
Oh yeah, you're really spitting like I can see. Hopefully, like the photographers out there are gonna watch this, because like I see you go to a person that wants to see everyone like eat. Like you're not really. You could see I'll call you and like Sihle, please borrow me your camera, so and so and so. You'll be like, nah, and there's no reason behind you saying no. But then like hopefully like photographers, upcoming photographers out there like are gonna watch this episode, because like
there's enough for everybody to eat. Like I said, everyone has their niche. If your thing is maybe you can shoot weddings better than I do, I'm gonna put you on, or at least bring you along with me so that you can also get that exposure. Just because you getting your exposure doesn't mean I'm not getting it as well. You doing well doesn't take anything away from me. Me doing well adds goo as well. You understand? So if I can help you in any way, then why not? I'm losing next.
Okay. And then in the photography industry, would you say there's people like you look up to, like La Whitbang? Because I know there's Black Shots, there's K-Easy, I think photography, there's Kanye Studios, there's another one, I think it's Bethany Media or something.
Media,
yeah, those one. Like, is there anyone, not the ones like I mentioned, and exclude your friend Royal? Like, is there anyone else like that you really like look up to?
There's a bunch. Like, I think I've worked with almost all of them. There's a lot of them that I look up to in certain aspects. Like with Black Shots, for me, his group, like video specifically, better than everyone.
Yes.
No one is touching with Black Shots when it comes
the
to
one
video.
he does at Boyke signed it.
Yeah. You know, and then there's Umchera Visuals. Cannot forget to mention Umchera Visuals. You know, it's put me on in the past year or so. It's put me on in so many ways. You know, so I look up to him as well. He does a lot of corporate gigs. You know, the way he handles the business side of things. Because for me, I was big on the creative, and even if I shoot it for free, as long as the pictures come out well, and my brand is being built, ganja, you see the pictures and people are impressed. That's what was important to me. I didn't really realize there was a business side of things. So I need to invoice, my deposit, receipts, all of these things. But your logo just being on a picture, people should pay for that. I didn't know all these things until he took me under his wing and taught me all of that. So in terms of like the business side of things, definitely I look up to Jere Visuals.
So since you're mentioning that you're getting paid for your logo to be on a picture, what do you mean?
Oh, I mean, not really picture per se.
Okay, let's say you see the one that you shoot like at Last Supper.
Yeah.
You can like under it's like Last Supper and then
Okay, when it comes to that, it kind of depends on the arrangement that you have with the person you're shooting. But I would prefer, like, the way I work is, if I'm shooting specifically like a group place, maybe shoot at A012 or Food Mashish, we'd discuss, and then we decide what the logo yami faga or not. Yours is definitely going to be there, but I want mine there as well. Or another thing that I learned from
so when are you paying Food Mashish or they
not necessarily paying per se, but it's a mutual thing. If I put my logo on your work, on your photograph, long poster, that's marketing for me. But then understand what's in Nami, I also have my network of people that I reach. Like if you're big on Instagram and I'm big on Twitter, if I put my logo there, then I put your logo as well. When I'm gonna post on your Instagram, it reaches a lot of people, then you're building my brand. If I post on Twitter, I'm building your brand as well by putting your logo there. That's something I did not know.
Sure.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And something else I've learned from Jere, putting your logo on a groove poster. Like if maybe like Ipoik, they're hosting on Sunday and they have like a lot of sponsors or Castle Lights or whoever, and then I can ask to put my logo there. So when I'm post the groove poster, everyone's gonna know that SihleShots is gonna be there. So I get that recognition, and you get people who might come to the event who
because they saw what the SihleShots will be there.
Yeah. Okay. I've had several instances where people would come to certain places like Shitakon specifically for, like, they come out to me, the place is nice, man. I think we want your pictures. Yeah.
And then so the people like you get it groove and they like just call you, okay, Sihle, may I please have a picture? Like, do you charge them like on the spot? Or
I used to. That's how I started shooting at Groove. Like I'd sneak into both CSM because CSM was still a thing, and then I'd take pictures of people right there and then, and I'll charge maybe 50 or 100 rand for his Thomas E10. And then you pay me, I send you the pictures right there and then that's how people started knowing me and my name and my face at Groove. Yeah.
All right, and then...
But I don't do that anymore because now I'm working with the brand itself. Like if it was CSM, I'm working with CSM, not just going to CSM as someone who's a batala for it and then you shoot.
So like, if like, let's say you go to Last Supper and I bump into you and I need a picture. Like, you say you reject me on the spot.
No. You actually tell a page. Because I'm sure now we're trying to build traction for the page.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell. So that's another part where the logos.
But then you won't like post everyone. Let's say there's 10 people who ask you for pictures same day.
We try to post as many people as we can. Mara. Sometimes it's only they don't really come out the way you want, and maybe it's your pages that did not really young turn. So plus you also have to consider the agreement that I have with you as the promoter Mkashi. If we agreed on maybe shoot for 4 hours, maybe 150 pictures. And then now the 150 9, and then there's other people who I shot that, and those pictures came out great, that pushes up to 200. But then I was only paid for 150, and then you told me Zalka part of the 50 lane. So that's why sometimes I was pull me zone. But usually the main reason is the page is not coming out that great. Even it's impossible for it to be like perfectly 100% of the time. Yeah.
Okay, and then have you ever done free gigs before?
Yeah.
Like
so
just
many.
To try like to advertise your work.
So many.
On your story like that you just told us, obviously you can see what's like there's places where you're like, okay, paying that certain amount. Because I believe that was also part of like advertising your work by that time. But then like have you ever like done like free gigs or go to Vele you go to that place and like everything is free.
So many. There's so many times where maybe the promoter would just no angnamali or hlangani, but and so I shoot the first one, second one, and then third one. It's so bored, or maybe it's a thing of I used to do this a lot. As a favor, if you like your skin tight like that, you're like boy, and maybe it's a boy like klipanyan or something. But really, that's kind of how you start. Even with DJing, I've heard from a bunch of DJs that I've worked with. Uti Maukal, very
freaky.
Yeah. But there's a limit for that. Maybe for like the first 3-4 months. Now, you're also trying to build your skill. Yeah, well, you build your confidence as well. Because now imagine if I'm not that great, and then you charge 1,000, young badala and you shoot, and then the pictures don't come out as well as they're supposed to for the 1,000. So yeah, the free gigs do help, but there's a limit for it. I pay a whole year and I'm still doing free things. There's no way.
Alright. So I don't know if like you do disclose that, but then like how much do you charge for like currently? How much do you charge if I can ask you to come to? Maybe let's say I'm hosting an event and like I want you to take like pictures of every scenario that's gonna be happening. Like how much estimation? Let's estimate. That's not like
okay. There's a lot that goes into considering price. Maybe where the location is. And so if it's someplace sketchy, then I might charge a bit more. And so how long you gonna need me? How many pictures? Is it just pictures or pictures and video? Yeah. But average is about 1,500 for 4 hours.
So you also do videos, but it's not like
it's not my main thing. Okay. Yeah. So it's about 1,500 for 4 or 5-ish hours.
I think I'm gonna get married this year, so hopefully I'm gonna call you on my wedding.
Yeah.
And then I think it's the third last question, but then challenges that you faced during your photography, like days or
there's a bunch. There's a bunch. Equipment, lack of equipment. I think that was an issue for me because there's a lot that goes into properly producing a good photograph. Like I said earlier, lighting. I did not have that. It was just me, the camera for the lens A1. And the camera was not that great. And there's a point where you reach a limit with the camera where now you need to do more, but your camera doesn't allow you to. So now you have to upgrade. And upgrade was a bit of an issue for me. Because after I sold my camera, that was my mistake, to sell the camera before I have enough money to buy a new one. So there was a period where I'm not camera and I'm trying to up, I'm trying to hlanganisa, it was a whole thing. There was a period where I didn't have a mentor as well. I didn't have someone else, because the people that I would work with, they also have their own lives to live, their own things to do. So now I'm navigating because I'm here and there, making mistakes along the way. There's a lot of challenges. Like some I think the biggest challenge is clients who make certain mistakes and then now it costs you. Like maybe you book me and then you pay deposits and then you shoot them and then I send you the pictures and then you don't download them from my Dropbox or the WeTransfer. And then it expires and then now you're gonna come back. Because also I removed them from my laptop and stuff because I need to do other things. You don't have them as well, man, because you didn't download. So now it makes it seem as if I didn't deliver.
Sure.
You understand? So then challenges like that.
And what happens? Like, well, it deleted the pictures and I didn't get any pictures. Like, what happened?
Well, usually. Okay, thing is, I'm also very compassionate like that. There's a bunch of other people that I've worked with before who would have dealt with the situation differently, but for me, I try to slang the supports and if it's something we can do again, like if it's a graduation shoot, you could just go get the gown again, see exam with a couple nyana just to post it. But if it's situations like a wedding or I try to refrain from delita yonki dollar. Maybe I'll keep half of it in case anything happens until you give me the go ahead and say, nah, everything is grand, everything is sharp. Because of the workload, sometimes it's hard to checking everybody. Are you good? Are you okay? Is it fine? No.
That's why you need a PA.
Yeah, that's something I'm working on now. Trying to PA because now the workload you might need, and now I'm still trying to push school, so it kind of makes it a little difficult, to effectively manage everything. But yeah, I've had those situations before, and we've sorted it out. Yeah.
And then your toughest year,
Definitely last year. Yo, definitely last year. The last half of last year, from June, July-ish to December, because that's when the workload really me. Like I'm calling pants. It'd be hard to get hold of me, because it was a thing of, because that's when my collaborations back about my name. I was working very closely on Black Shots and Cherry Visuals, and because they're busy with their own things, they have smaller shoots that they pass over to me. Now, I also have my own shoots. So now, it's manageable, but it's a lot because now my schedule is tight.
And you don't know who to reject, because this one has been sent by Black Shots, and
well,
then when you don't show up,
now it messes up his messes up his reputation. So I need to take care of that as well. So last year was, and ironically, it was also the best period of my career as a photographer, because that's when people really started getting to know what there is a SihleShots. Like I reached a point where in Hambe Mall and everybody would be like, "Are you SihleShots?" I'm like, "Yeah." And it was so crazy for me because people know the name before they know the face. But it was definitely a very, very hectic like portion of the year. Plus, I was also dealing with a lot of like personal stuff, and like it was a lot. It was crazy. But we made it through.
And then it's not a question that's yet, but like Black Shots, is it like he's alone or it's a group? Because like I feel like it's a lot for just one person what he does.
I haven't touched base now in a while, but I think now he does have someone that he's working with. But as far as I know, at least, where I want, and he's doing a very good job with it.
Oh, crazy. The videos from And the first time I saw Black Shots was he was taking videos, Urabi. I think, I don't know where, TUT or something. But he would like take like short clips for, I don't know, but then like they would take people like gents from school, and then they go play rap somewhere. So that's where I saw Black Shot, because like he's like taking short videos. So that's where I saw, and then when I look back to those videos and I check, the one is
it's very good at what he does.
Okay, and then moving on, how is it working with one of the biggest event coordinators, female DJ in Witbank, which is Umami?
Very good.
Because when I think as a comment or some where like I think she replied or something, and then you also replied, but then I saw with like there's a relationship between you guys. So like how is it like working with Umami?
It's really great. She's very, very easy to work with. She's very fun. She's very, very caring. I think out of most of the people that I've worked with, she's one of the people that I'm closest to, because she's very, very caring, very nurturing, very, she's very, very loving and soft in the way Usebens and Anai. But she's also firm because she knows exactly what she wants. But working for her is really, really nice. And the way we met was so randomly. Ben Kappa, a friend of mine, it was an event at Info Lifestyle, and the boy was selling my hot dog. So me being me, having a camera everywhere, I brought my camera that day, and I'm helping my boy my hot dog up on your shoot. So she was DJing. I took a couple pictures of her in Mkomba, and then she took my number. We started talking. I have an event called Mami Mondays, and I want you to come shoot. I feel I'm shoot there, and the relationship just kept on going from there. It's very nice working for her.
And then apart from Umami, who else like popular person from here in Witbank that you worked with?
I once worked with Blondie London, but that's under Jared Visuals, because he was the one spearheading that project.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest one. Bunch of DJs as well, but I think Blondie, definitely my biggest achievement. Because the first time I was shoot there, that was under my own production, and it was really, really cool knowing that I'm getting recognition from someone at that level. That like Nashanya. Like when
I saw those pictures, and I was about to ask you about those pictures, but then
when she first hit me up, I forgot what she needed the photos for, but she hit me up. We went to her place. I was working with my friends at the time, and we took those pictures, and she loved them. And then she hit me up again for a maternity shoot, and then I did that one with the help of Bethany Media. So it was really, really cool working for her.
And then what had your best gig that you've got before? money wise or just in general?
Money wise, it was a wedding. I had sent out an invoice, a really, really big one, like 5 figures. And that was the biggest one I sent out at the time. So, money sent, I was really skeptical. I was very, very skeptical because I thought the wedding sales would have issues. And then, I'm not going to say the amount, but it was like a 5-figure amount. And it was crazy for me.
It's it. It's it. Yeah, you can carry on.
Right. Yeah, and mine getting under my day was crazy. Like it was so mad. Besides the fact there was a lot of mine, was the thing of this is the biggest invoice I had sent out. So that was the best gig. And then in terms of like genuinely enjoying the gig, it has to be Last Supper. I can't really say a specific one, but like in general, Last Supper. Because they really, really put me on, and it's a proper like platform for anyone who wants to grow themselves. Like with bank, if you're a DJ, you sell your food, you have a young business, or whatever it is, it's a proper platform to really grow and like brand yourself and market yourself. And that's what it did for me, because even though people did know about me, they really, really started getting to know SihleShots, the name, the brand, and me, the person, Gula Sapa. So that was a really great experience for me.
Okay, and then I think that's the last question. And then a message or advice that you have for people out there that also love photography, that are also into photography, like what would it be?
The biggest one would be practice. Definitely practice. Call your friends up, call whoever, even shoot your family at church, or if your boy has like a little Brian who's in the camera, take a couple pictures, and then go to YouTube as well. Search how to handle lighting, how to handle aperture, ISO, shutter speed, all of these things, how to edit, everything. Just really search it up and do your research and practice how to edit, practice how to shoot. Anything you learn off of YouTube, go ahead, right there and then call whoever you can, if you're gonna shoot and do whatever. Just as long as you really, really try to hone your skill and grow and get better.
All right, and then I think that's the end of the episode. And then again, Sihle, thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
As I said earlier, Guti, I didn't really think like you'd pull up, but then thank you very much for coming through, and hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And we're hoping to get you somewhere this year or second season, so that you can come tell us more about your photography thing. But then thank you again for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
And then before we cut the video on the podcast, we have a thing called shout out for the day. So I don't know if like we'd love to give a shout out to anyone. Can be a brand, can be anyone that's doing photography, family, anyone.
Two. First is Umjera Visuals, because he really, really put me on. Really elevated my skill. He's helped me learn how to handle lighting, because I used to shoot in auto, right? And photographers know what that means. Where the camera just takes care of everything. And then with the help of Umjera, I started shooting manual, started learning how to, even the business side of things. He really, really put me on. Like the whole logo thing, I wasn't big on Kufagi logo and my stuff. It was the thing of, shooting, posting, shooting, posting, And then he really taught me the whole logo thing. And that's when I started learning. There's a lot that goes behind the logo, A lot of the times you don't really have to pay with this Fagi the logo there, but some promoters are buffooning with the, because they have their own reasons for that. But if you really want, you could come to an agreement with the, you can put the logo there. But that's the first feature, because there's really no shot photography at the level it is right now without feature visuals. And second is Last Supper, for more or less the same reason, because they really, really put me on. And specifically Innocent Itlaka, for having faith in you to really help Last Supper to grow and for Last Supper to grow me. Even though we did have a few problems in the beginning, it's all artistic, because I'd want things to go this way, he'd want it to go that way, and then, but for always allowing me that space to make my mistakes and to learn from those mistakes and grow and move forward. So, yeah.
Again, as I say, Guti, I'll keep on thanking you, but then thank you again for having you. And as I said, Guti, I might get married this year, and I will definitely call you through. And in the generation, when I look through my Instagram, there's a lot of jolo going on, and it's promising. So hopefully they do get married.
Hopefully,
and they going to call you for the photos. And then yeah, thank you, Sihle, for coming through.
Thank you for
And
having
then
me.
Thank you to everyone that's watching right now, and thank you for everyone that subscribed. Thank you to everyone that followed the podcast channel. And then the first episode was able to get on. It's on 320, right?
Yeah.
Right now. How much are we looking at for your episode?
Let's push it to 400.
400.
Yeah. If we get to 400, I'll be very happy.
Because like I mean, like that's my followers plus
Yeah.
your followers
Yeah.
can actually go to that 400. Like
Yeah.
if I don't know how we're gonna promote it, but then it can actually go to that
Yeah.
400. And then yeah, again guys, thank you very much for watching, and thank you to Sihle again. Really appreciate you coming through. Yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Thank you again. Hopefully we get to meet again on the other episode.